Let's talk about On Becoming a Guinea Fowl.
Let's
This
do
is a
so.
movie. This is a movie that I've talked about in the past that a lot of times I try to know as little as I can going to a film as possible. And when your
I know
movie is
less.
called On Becoming a Guinea Fowl and your main image is this one of this woman with this like bedazzled bicycle helmet of sorts and upside down sunglasses, like it's just sort of intriguing. It's like, what is going on here? And it's not it's not nearly as out there as maybe I was expecting given that pair of things, but what I got was an incredibly thoughtful and really realized portrait of this middle class Zambian culture. This is a film about a woman who stumbles upon the body of her uncle one night, and then the
Okay.
subsequent funeral processings and moments of grief that occur between her and her family. And for about half of this movie, it was kind of giving me like Zambian Shiva baby vibes in that it's sort of about the nuances of this like highly specific cultural experience when disparate family members gather to grieve, and what happens when you're sort of locked into a place with all these different people, many of whom you have like bad histories with and maybe don't get along with, but you're all there for this one reason. And then it sort of becomes less of that kind of like awkward comedy of manners thing and a lot darker and a lot more about like deep lying trauma and hidden pain that sort of gets brushed over in family settings. And that's when the movie sort of went to another level for me, because I thought this was an incredibly powerful piece of cinema about the things that we do and don't talk about, especially between loved ones. It just sort of has this build where you are realizing the depth of negligence in some ways to address the rot from within this family. And I thought it was a pretty like beautifully done film that feels very like true to life, feels like it's ripping directly from real life, probably in some ways. The characters are so personable and feel like real people. They don't just feel like objects to put the plot in motion. I thought this was a pretty stunning film that is going to be released by A24, so hopefully one
Oh,
that people
really?
will get a chance to see.
Nice. Does it have a date?
In the US, it's December 13th right now. So
Ooh.
a couple months
Probably
away.
limited too?
Probably limited. I would guess it's limited. This is a film that unfortunately did not get like a huge turnout at the New York Film Festival, and it's a
I
huge
saw,
shame
yeah.
because I thought this one was really strong.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to catch it at Chicago. There is no press
Nice.
screening, so that is another thing. They
Oh.
gotta help themselves out with the word of mouth. That was another thing for TIFF as well when we had reached out for Chicago. I'm hoping that they have more stuff available, but it looks intriguing, and I'm curious to see what this bedazzled helmet